What is going on, you guys? It is AvriLR32 here, bringing you guys a Monarch discussion video. I know I haven't uploaded in about a week. I've been really busy with school and other stuff like that, and life has just been kind of getting me down and stuff like that. But regardless, I want to put this video out for you guys because I've been testing this Monarch stuff a little bit today, and this stuff is really broke. Now, granted, I will say right now, this build is not the best build. I got it from Yugioh Pro OTKs, so shout out to him if you guys want to see dual videos with this deck and also another deck list. But I want to go in depth with this deck and kind of discuss the new cards that we're going to hopefully be getting here in the future, because I know that we're not getting I think it's the first Monarch, but I know that we're getting, it's called the original Monarch or the Prime Monarch, whatever it is you want to call it. But I know that we're getting this, but then there's some spell that is OCG exclusive, I believe, which I can't remember the name of. But anyways, I want to just kind of run through the effects here real quick and kind of explain everything, and then I'll go through the combos. And as well as run through the deck list. We have BLS, Karaz, Kai's the Mega Monarch. The neat thing about all of the Mega Monarchs and about the new Monarchs here, like Heaven Monarch and Underworld Monarch, is that they can all be tribute summoned with one tribute, as long as you're tributing a monster that was already tribute summoned. So, like I was just playing against Kaijus, and it's a really good matchup because in order for them to drop monsters on your side of the field, they have to tribute one monster on your side. So then you can use stuff like Escalation on their turn to tribute off one of their monsters and make a counterplay, and so it's really good. But Kai is the Mega Monarch. If he's tribute summon, you target card on the field, banish it, and if you do inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent, and then if it's a dark monster, you banish all cards with that name from the main deck, extra deck, and graveyard of the player who controlled it. And if it was tribute summoned by tributing a dark, then you can target 2 cards instead. And then we have one OG Caius, one Zaborg the Mega Monarch. He's extremely good in this deck and provides for a lot of plays with this beauty here, which we'll get to in a minute. But basically, you target a monster on the field, destroy it, and if it's a light monster, then both players send as many cards from their extra deck to the graveyard that are equal to that level. And then if you tributed a light monster itself, then you get to choose the cards that your opponent sends to the graveyard. Then we have 3 Idea. What Idea does is that if it's normal or special summon, basically you just target Yugioh, because you can't target Idea himself. So you target Yugioh or any monster with 800 attack, 1000 defense, but Yugioh is the only one that meets that requirement. Special summon it, and then you can't special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of the turn. And if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Monarch spell or traps and add it to your hand. And then Yugioh is essentially a marauding captain for the deck. He allows you to tribute summon in addition to your normal summoner set. And then if he's in your grave, you can banish him to target a monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense in your grave, except Yugioh, and special summon it. But you can't special summon any monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, which is irrelevant. Then you have triple Aether and double Erebus. Okay, so Aether, you can tribute summon him by tributing one tribute summon monster, and if he's tribute summon, then you can send 2 Monarch spell or trap cards with different names from your hand and or deck to the grave. And then if you do, you special summon one monster with 2400 or more attack and 1000 defense from your deck, but you return it to your hand during the end phase, and then during your opponent's main phase. If this card is in your hand, you can banish one Monarch spell or trap from your grave. Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon this card. This is really interesting because since it says tribute summon this card, I believe that you don't necessarily have to fulfill the requirement. You probably still have to fulfill the requirement. Like if you have 2 monsters on board that weren't tribute summoned, you have to sacrifice both. That's my guess. But immediately after the effect resolves, you have to tribute it. So that's really nice that they kind of implemented priority into this, giving it a quick effect and whatnot. And then Erebus kind of has the same effect. You can pitch 2 Monarch spell or traps from your hand with different name or even from your deck, send them to the graveyard, shuffle 1 card from your opponent's hand at random, field or graveyard, end of the deck, and then once per turn during the player's main phase, if he's in your grave, then you ditch a Monarch spell or trap, target a monster in your grave with 2400 or more attack, 1000 defense, and add it to your hand. Then for the spells, we have triple Pantheism of the Monarchs, triple Tenacity, triple Stormforth, and triple Trade-In, along with double Miracle Synchrofusion. Pantheism is essentially your spellbook library of the deck. Also, as a draw engine, you send a Monarch spell or trap from your hand to the grave, draw 2, then you can banish it to reveal 3 Monarch spell or traps from your deck, and then have your opponent pick 1 and shuffle the rest back in the deck, and then you can only use that effect once per turn. But to draw, you can use that effect as many times as you want. Normally, you're going to want to go Pantheism, pitch Prime Monarch, search 3 Tenacity, add 1 to your hand, shuffle the other 2 back, or even grab Stormforth, just whatever it is that you really need. But usually Tenacity, because it opens you up to everything else. And then I already mentioned these. Miracle Synchrofusion will come in handy in a moment. Then we have 3 Prime Monarch. You just target 2 Monarch spell or trap cards in grave, shuffle them, and then draw 1. And then if he's in your grave during either player's turn, mind you, you can banish one other Monarch spell or trap and special summon it. And it's a fairy type light, level 5, normal, 1000 attack, 2400 defense. Not treated as a trap card, which is really good. And then we have triple escalation, triple reinforced truth, just lets you grab idea or Yugiohs. Then for the extra deck, we have one Goyo Emperor, one Exterio, three one Omega, one Goyo, one Beast and Barkion, one Predator, one Tachyon, one Full Armor, one Dark Matter, one Gaia Dragon, one Pleiades. Okay, so where are the really good combos in this? For starters, if you have escalation, and like let's say you have it face up on board, this was something that I did earlier today when I was playing against a guy. He was using I think like Kaiju on Dev Pro, and I had 3 face downs, 2 Stormforth and an escalation. Or no, he was playing a Buster Blader deck. So he equipped something to his Buster Blader, activate the effect to special summon out that equip card from his spell and trap card zone. I activate Stormforth, chain escalation. He gets it out, makes the synchro for the Buster Blader deck, whatever. Then I tributed it off for Karaz, and he scoops. That's a neat little play. Or something that I did earlier was that I went first, and I made Aether first turn, searched out Zaborg the Mega Monarch. At the end phase, it bounced back to my hand, and I had a escalation set. And so then I got out the Prime Monarch still on my turn. My opponent draws. He's running like a really bad, like 55 card Red Eyes deck. Summons Red Eyes Black Chick, tributes for Red Eyes from his hand, sets a card and passes at his end phase, or ending his main phase. I activate Escalation to tribute off the Prime Monarch. And then I think I also had like an Yugioh on board or something for Zaborg the Mega Monarch. So I pop Zaborg the Mega Monarch, and then this is where it gets really interesting. Because you're popping Zaborg the Mega Monarch himself, he's a level 8. So then both players have to send 8 cards from their extra deck to the graveyard. Well, because he's a light, I got to choose what 8 cards he sent from his extra deck to the graveyard. And then this is also good for you because it doesn't really make you lose any advantage, because you can send 3 Elder Entity Ints, which its first effect is irrelevant. The only thing you need to know is that whenever he's sent to the graveyard, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. So since I sent 3 of these, I could pop up to 3 cards on the field with this combo. And then I also sent Goyo, Goyo Predator, Beast, and Barkion and Pleiades to the graveyard just because I needed an 8th card. And then I also had Miracle Synchro Fusion in my hand, which if you guys remember, you remove from your side of the field or your grave fusion materials listed on a fusion monster that lists a Synchro. So that gives me access to Exterio, which is arguably the best fusion monster that we have in the game, and Goyo Emperor, which is just a big-ass boss monster. So after I pop his face down card, which is like Flew to the Summoning Dragon and Red Eyes, I draw for turn into like Stormforth. I activate Miracle Synchro Fusion, still with my Aether on the board. I banish both Goyos to play out Goyo Emperor. So now I'm sitting with 2,800 and 3,300 on board, and then I also have an Idea in my hand. So I summon Idea, get out Yugioh, and I attack with everything, putting him down to 300, and he drew and just scooped. He tried to like make some play, but it was just a really bad play. So as you can see, that escalated extremely quickly with this deck. The combos are completely unreal. The ability that you have to constantly recycle your Pantheisms, your Prime Monarchs, and everything like that is very good. I would say overall that this is extremely consistent. There are so many more combos here that I'm probably just not even seeing. Like I saw one that Yugioh Pro did where he ended up overlaying 2 of his level 8s into Tachyon, and then he put full armor on top of that, and then he put dark matter on top of it. So yeah, like there's so many possibilities. My favorite personally is doing the Zaborg Mega Monarch play where you tribute and then pop himself, and then both players have to send 8 cards from their extra deck to the graveyard. Ints will activate, popping 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field, and popping 3 cards like that is extremely good. Like I mean, you gain so much advantage just off of that one play, especially if like you already have like an Aether on board. Like you're gonna most likely be swinging directly for 28 that turn. Yes, you're getting rid of your own Zaborg, but you're completely destroying your opponent's extra deck, and you're pretty much decimating their field. I mean, 3 cards may not seem like a lot, but early in the game when you're still trying to kind of set up your board a little bit, it can be kind of killer. So definitely good. Prime Monarch, you always want this in the grave. His first effect is neat. I mean, it's you're essentially it's a +1. I mean, yeah, you're shuffling stuff back into your deck, which I mean, yeah, you want to reuse it. But you don't really ever want to shuffle back your Pantheisms. I mean, yeah, you can draw more, but I mean, really the only thing you want to pitch is a Prime Monarch just to get it into your grave so that you can banish to get it out for tribute summons. Like I said, this isn't the best build in the world. I know that there are plenty of other builds out there. I know Robbie has covered a few builds from the OCG, and this was just an OTK build that I think is really fun to play. I really enjoy playing it. You know, I know that there's only 2 monsters in here, that are only one tributes, which may kind of make it seem consistent, but it's really not. Um, like I said, this is an OTK version, so pretty much the whole time what you're trying to do is just set up for bigger play after bigger play after bigger play. Idea and Edios are pretty much your tutors of the deck. Escalation, I mean, if you can keep Escalation on board, you've pretty much won the game. Like, if you open up Escalation, Aether, Zaborg, and like Idea, and like two other decent to good cards, you're going to pretty much win the game from there, because your opponent's really not going to be able to do anything else after you've decimated their extra deck and possibly popped up to 3 cards on their side of the field. So guys, let me know what you think about this new Monarch support. I really do enjoy it. If you guys want to see more of this stuff, let me know in the comments below, and I will bring it to you guys. But other than that, thank you for watching as always.